Hello and welcome back to part 3 of my series where I'm pulling the motor out of my 72 Nova, and I'm also tying up some loose ends in the engine compartment. I take out the radiator, the other side's exhaust manifold. Third, we got to take off the carburetor. So stick around and we'll go from there. So as advertised off camera, I already zipped out all these spark plugs and took that exhaust manifold off. Zip tied up the old exhaust pipes, so we're good on that. Let's move on to the radiator. So as far as this radiator goes, we already had it mostly yanked. I just pulled the lines from the transmission out of it, capped those off. We're gonna yank out the water bottle, and it's already all unbolted, so here we go. She's out. We're getting down to it now. All I gotta worry about is the old, what's that thing called? Carburetor. I suppose the first thing I'll do is take off the air cleaner. The old Edelbrock. This is custom. There she goes, that's easy. I'm gonna undo this vacuum line. This PVC valve. That's actually emissions. That recycles fuel. Actually, we are gonna take care of that fuel and throw some old cardboard under the motor. And we are gonna extinguish any flames that might ignite anything. Chock full of nuts, that heavenly coffee. We're gonna use that to catch any gas. She fits right underneath. So this guy here is the fuel pump. Gas comes from the back into this guy. He pumps it up, sucks it in through this filter into the carb right there. So we're gonna undo this little hose clamp. I should probably get my dental picks. Get this pick in here. Ooh, that gas is coming. Let's see how much. There we go. I hope that's not direct suction off the tank, because that coffee can ain't gonna hold 16 gallons. I'm sure it'll be fine. I ought to go get a plug. Not showing any signs of stopping. Let's clamp this. Yeah, that's drawn from the tank, so that's not good. Sure wish I had some vice grips. That's substantial. This isn't gonna work. I've got a situation on my hands. Vice grips. Not doing anything. Let's tighten them up. Perfect. Whew, that was a close one. So let's get on this hose. Oh. And it's gonna start leaking again. No, it won't, because I got it clamped off. There we go. That gas is unusable too, because that kind of stinks. Covered in this stuff. All right, so now that we got that potentially explosive situation just hanging out down there, I'm just gonna forget about that and leave that there for now and move on to getting the rest of the carb out. So let's get the rest of these hoses off. These should probably spew gasoline everywhere too. There she goes. That was deleted. Stuff that in there for now. I always wanted to use this little tiny screwdriver. Perfect opportunity here. Dental pick. I like to make sure I obscure as much of the camera's view as humanly possible. There we go. She's out. Let's get these screwdrivers out of the way. Battery tray works as a nice little tool corral here. Let's detach this spring from the linkage. Save that. Extension. Socket, ratchet. Thunderbirds are go. Yep. Nobody speak, nobody get choked. Start in the back here. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. That's your carburetor right there. Got stuff on the bottom. Oh, and there goes the gas all over. That's a bad idea. Let's just pour that down in there. Ooh, a lot in there. You're a thirsty girl. Fuck, that's a lot of gasoline. She's all in those nooks and crannies and squirters. That is the intake manifold. Look how clean that is. That is a single plane carburetor. That's not a carburetor, that's a intake manifold. That's a single plane intake manifold. Basically, each of these runners goes to a cylinder, and this bad boy just sucks the air and fuel down and sends them willy-nilly to all the cylinders. They get what they get and they don't throw a fit. I'm gonna probably put a dual plane on, which dedicates 2 barrels of the 4-barrel carb to 4 cylinders, and the other 2 barrels of the 4-barrel carb to the other 4 cylinders. Supposedly that's better for street driving, kind of pickup and things like that. There's a spacer plate. I put this on, I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see down, you wanna see down here? Get that phone in there, that's that 3060 tank. I need an intake manifold. I'm gonna do something a little bit more permanent with this fuel line here coming from the gas tank. I'm gonna take one of these little nipples and I'm gonna stick it in that tube. I'm gonna clamp them on. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, spilled a little bit. That's nasty old gas. We're just gonna go ahead and put it in a proof container, which in this case, it's gonna be the old 98 Toyota Tacoma. She's bulletproof. She'll eat anything. Got rid of the gas though. There we go. Torqued it down. You looking at my butt? So it looks like we got it all cleaned up. Good head start on pulling this motor out when we get the picker here. See you next time.